And based upon that, you have exercise, okay, at the end of your lesson or the chapter. And the same I have uploaded or posted as assignments on the Google Classroom. So I hope you people have gone through it, okay. And I also ask you people to find out any doubt if you have, okay. And you can always contact me for the same to clear it out, okay. Okay, so now you people tell me that have you started the exercise yet or not? Here you have to write it down and then you have to post it, upload it on the Google Classroom. Yes, those who have started, write down started, okay, in the comment box. Nobody started? If not started, write down no, okay? Because this is the only way that I can realize, okay, or I can understand whether you are able to hear me or not. Do you understand my question? What I have asked you? Okay, then why are you not replying me? Okay, Avigna has not. Avigna, I have one complaint, okay, about you. I mean, you are not giving proper attention in the class, okay? Am I audible to you, Avigna? Okay, Avigna and Jai, okay. In last year, both of you were very active, but from this year, I think you people are not active. Where is Jai Ahir? Am I audible to you? So, Avigna, I'm hoping, okay, that you will give attention. Okay, लक्ष द्या व्यवस्थितपणे. See, still Jai Ahir is not replying, okay. I think he has only joined the meeting and has gone somewhere outside. Okay, now what will I do? I will share my screen to you people. I'm sure it is visible for all of you. Okay, Maitreya, no issues, but try to be punctual, okay? Vaktashirpana is important. Yes, Jai Ahir, are you there? Okay, I hope he is not attending the lecture. I mean, okay, let's go. Okay, I will see when he'll reply. Okay, see here now. This is your second lesson now. Wait. Okay, this is your second lesson. Presentation visible to all of you. Aryan, what should I repeat? Because I have not started the lecture yet, okay? I have not started topic yet. Harshvardhan, Samant, Dheeraj, okay, Avigna, Aryan, Maitreya, Aditya, okay, Siddharth, Prerna, Anuj, okay, right. Okay, so you people are giving proper attention. Now, friends, so let me tell you one thing. अभी एक गोष्ट सांगतो मी तुम्हाला म्हणजे it is not it is not a story, just a thing that we have completed last lesson. Okay, now we are going to start second lesson. So the second lesson is the same historiography, but it is in the case of Indian tradition. What we studied? Very first we studied how historiography developed in the Western countries. European countries, Germany, France, other countries. Now we will study the same things, how historiography developed in India. So what will we see? We will see how historiography was being done in the ancient times. जो काय प्राचीन काळ होता भारताचा प्राचीन इतिहास, तर त्या काळात ऍक्च्युली इतिहास लेखन वेगवेगळे जे त्या काळातले इतिहास लेखक होते किंवा एन्शंट पिरियड्स मध्ये कसं कसं लिखाण केलं जायचं किंवा आपण कोणत्या पद्धतीने हिस्ट्री प्रिझर्व करून ठेवायचं. त्यानंतर वी विल सी आफ्टर दॅट हाऊ द हिस्टोग्राफी चेंज इन द मिडिवल टाइम्स इन इंडिया. जो मध्ययुगीन कालखंड आहे, ओके, तर त्या मध्ययुगीन कालखंडामध्ये भारतामध्ये हिस्टोग्राफीचं लेखन कशा पद्धतीने होत गेलं, बदल कसा झाला, वेगवेगळे त्यामध्ये ऍडिशन कोणकोणत्या झाल्यात, वेगवेगळ्या न्यू ऍडिशन्स, ओके, डेव्हलपमेंट कशी, विकास कसा झाला. अँड आफ्टर दॅट ऑब्विसली वी विल सी दी मॉडर्न हिस्टोग्राफी इन इंडिया. ओके, भारतामध्ये आधुनिक काळामध्ये मग इतिहास लेखन कसं करत गेलं. थोडक्यात आधुनिक काळ म्हणजेच काय, एक 16-17 सेंचुरी पासून पुढे. ओके, ऑलराईट, 17 सेंचुरी पासून पुढे. So do you understand the actual what are different parts that are we are going to study in this lesson? Okay, all right. Okay. As we have seen notable scholar in the last lesson, okay, because these scholars have contributed. So basically all these scholars na, these are in the modern era. Okay, आपण जेवढे काही स्कॉलर्स मागच्या लेसन मध्ये बघितले, त्यांचा स्टडी केला, त्यांचं कॉन्ट्रीब्युशन बघितलं, त्यांनी कोणकोणते बुक्स लिहिले, त्यांचं इम्पॉर्टन्स काय आहे ते सगळ्यांचं, तर ते आपण बघितलं. सो ऑल दे वेअर फ्रॉम दी मॉडर्न पिरियड, म्हणजेच एक 18वे शतक, 17वे, 18वे, 19वे शतक जे आहे, तर या काळामध्ये, आधुनिक काळामध्ये, मॉडर्न एजमध्ये जसं युरोपमध्ये प्रगती होत गेली, तसं इतिहास लेखनामध्ये पण कोणती प्रगती झाली ते बघितलं. त्याच पद्धतीने आपण इंडियामध्ये पण बघणार आहोत की इंडियामध्ये इतिहास लेखन कसं डेव्हलप झालं मॉडर्न टाइम मध्ये. ओके, इन मॉडर्न पिरियड. अँड इन मॉडर्न पिरियड लाईकवाईज दी स्कॉलर्स वी हॅव हिस्टोरियन्स, डिफरंट हिस्टोरियन्स. ओके, ज्या पद्धतीने आपण स्कॉलर्स बघितली त्याच पद्धतीने भारतामध्ये पण इतिहास लेखक होऊन गेलेत. ओके, आजही आहेत. तर ते एकदम लास्टला आपण जसं जसं आपण चॅप्टर कम्प्लीट करत चालू. So along with the topics, we will cover all the things. So basically this 2.1 and 2.2, see, tradition of historiography. So basically tradition of historiography, we will study about ancient period, modern, medieval period and modern period. And second part of the lesson is Indian historiography, various ideological frameworks. Okay, म्हणजे भारतात जे इतिहास लेखन झालं ते कोणकोणत्या आयडियोलॉजीने ते प्रेरित होतं, इन्स्पायर्ड होतं, वेगवेगळ्या प्रकारच्या ज्या आयडियोलॉजीज होत्या, वेगवेगळ्या प्रकारचं फ्रेमवर्क होतं, तर ते. ओके, सो shall I start the topic now? I hope you have got some idea about the text what we are going to study in this lesson. Okay, is my voice clear? Okay, so we will start the first point, first part of the lesson, that is the tradition of historiography in the ancient times, in the medieval time, and after that modern. So basically, friends, this helps you to understand. Okay, this helps you to remember the thing that what is the content of that lesson. Okay, as I am giving emphasis. Okay, I am giving importance to this. Why it is important to consider or understand the topics that are covered in the chapter. Okay, there are basically two parts, 2.1, 2.2. So whenever you will study it later on, or you will try to remember what we have studied in the second lesson, then one thing will come in your mind. Okay, first part was about the tradition of historiography, and that in the first part there was historiography tradition in the ancient times, how it was in the medieval time, how was it, okay, and in the modern time. So it gives you an idea, it gives a chronology, it gives a trick, okay. We learned about the Western tradition of historiography in the last lesson, okay. In this lesson, we will know about the tradition of Indian historiography, okay. So now in this lesson, the context is all about the India. Okay, so let's start. हिस्टोरियोग्राफी इन द एन्शियंट पिरियड. भारतामध्ये प्राचीन काळामध्ये इतिहास लेखन कसं केलं जायचं ते. In the ancient period, the India, the memories of great deeds of ancestors and mythological lore, also memories of social transitions, were preserved with the help of recitals, oral recitals. So basically, as we have seen the same thing for the Western also, okay, try to relate it to the last lesson. युरोपमध्ये पण किंवा वेस्टमध्ये पण पाश्चात्य देशामध्ये पण एन्शियंट टाइम्स मध्ये काय होतं, सर्वच जगभरात प्रगती काही झालेली नव्हती, ओके. तर त्यांच्याकडे सुद्धा जे काही सुरुवातीच्या एन्शियंट टाइम्स मध्ये त्यांचे जे कर्तृत्व असेल, पराक्रम असतील, वेगवेगळे राजे असतील, ओके, त्यांच्या पूर्वजांनी केलेले वेगवेगळे कार्य असेल, तर ते कसं प्रिझर्व करून ठेवलं जायचं, तर कसं वेगवेगळ्या प्रकारच्या स्टोऱ्या बनवल्या जायच्या, मग ओरली एका ठिकाणावरून दुसरीकडे सांगितल्या जायच्या, ओके, फॉकटेल्स, वेगवेगळ्या प्रकारचे सॉंग. सो दीज आर कॉल्ड ॲज ओरल रिसायटल्स बेसिकली, ओके. मौखिक साधना किंवा मौखिक बाबींनी त्या गोष्टी प्रिझर्व केल्या जायच्या. ऍक्च्युली तेव्हा कोणत्या लिपीचा वगैरे शोध नव्हता. देर वर नो स्क्रिप्ट, देर वॉज नो पेपर, नॉट रायटिंग एनिथिंग, वॉज नॉट डेव्हलप्ड ॲट ancient times. So what people used to do? People used to tell the history of their ancestors through story, through song, from one generation to another. Okay. Now what we do? We directly read a book, we directly see the video, watch the video. Okay. So this was not the case in the ancient times because people were not developed too much at that time. The inscriptions on the Harappan seals and other artifacts confirmed that Indians had mastered the art of writing as early as third millennium BCE, or perhaps before that. Okay, so basically what they are telling, जे काही ख्रिस्त जन्म झाला, ओके, 2000 म्हणजे आज कसं आपण म्हणतो, आज 2021 चालू आहे, जवळपास 2021 वर्ष झालं. थोडक्यात जो काही आपले ख्रिस्त आहे किंवा येशू ख्रिस्त आहे, ओके, त्यांचा जन्म कधी झाला होता असं कन्सिडर करतात. आजच्या अगोदर 2021 वर्ष तुम्ही जर अगोदर मागे मागे जर गेलात तर तिथे आपण 0 पर्यंत पोहोचू किंवा 1 सालापर्यंत पोहोचतो. तर ते साल जेव्हा आहे तर दॅट इयर इज कन्सिडर ॲज द reference year, okay, reference year, and from that the counting of the years started. So before that there was no counting basically of the years, that year 100, 200, 300, 400, this was not the case. But after the Yeshu Christ, okay, Christ, after that this record keeping started. So basically Harappan civilization was the oldest civilization in India, and whatever the seals we have found in the excavations, ओके, उत्खननामध्ये आपल्याला जे काही सील सापडले आहे, जे काही आर्टिफॅक्ट म्हणजेच काय वेगवेगळ्या प्रकारच्या कलाकुसरीच्या वस्तू सापडलेल्या कलाकृती, ओके, फ्रॉम दॅट इट इज कन्फर्म दॅट इंडियन्स हॅज मास्टर्ड द आर्ट ऑफ रायटिंग ॲज अर्ली ॲज थर्ड मिलेनियम. ओके, म्हणजेच BCच्या जवळपास 300 वर्ष अगोदर, ओके, वी कॅन से 3 centuries बिफोर दॅट आपल्याकडे ती कला विकसित झालेली होती रायटिंगची. कारण काय, आपण जे सील सापडले हरप्पन सिव्हिलायझेशन मध्ये त्याच्यावर काहीतरी स्टॅम्प केलेलं होतं, काहीतरी इन्स्क्राईब केलेलं होतं, ओके. किंवा बेसिकली असंही आपण म्हणू शकतो की त्यापेक्षाही आपण पुरातन काळापासून जी हरप्पन स्क्रिप्ट आहे, ओके, किंवा त्या अगोदरपासून इंडियामध्ये ही रायटिंगची प्रॅक्टिस चालू होती किंवा रायटिंगची ट्रॅडिशन सुरू होती. हावेवर द हरप्पन स्क्रिप्ट इज नॉट येट सक्सेसफुली डेसिफर्ड. म्हणजे काय, हरप्पन सिव्हिलायझेशन मध्ये जे आर्टिफॅक्ट सापडलेले आपल्याला, जे काही सील सापडले त्याच्यावर जे रायटिंग आहे, जी स्क्रिप्ट आहे, ओके, त्यांची जी लिपी आहे ती आपल्याला अजूनपर्यंत पूर्णपणे समजलेली नाही. ओके, इट इज नॉट येट सक्सेसफुली डेसिफाईड, म्हणजे आतापर्यंत तिचा उलगडा झालेला नाही. ओके, त्या लिपीचा, की बेसिकली याच्या लेटरचा अर्थ काय आहे, ओके, या इमेजचा अर्थ काय, किंवा जर असा शेप असेल तर त्याचा अर्थ काय. सो वी डोंट नो अबाउट दिस येट. Okay, do you understand? Okay, are you people able to understand? Okay, and in between, if there is any doubt to you, you can put your question here. As I'm frequently okay, I frequently open this chat box. I will find your question and I will answer that. Okay. The earliest known written documents of historical nature found in India are in the form of inscriptions. Okay, they are dated to the 3rd century before Christ era. That is Emperor Ashok Maurya's times. His edicts are inscribed on natural rocks and stone pillars. So basically, इंडियाचा जो एन्शियंट टाइम्स होता तर त्या काळामध्ये बेसिकली जे काही आपल्या रिटर्न मध्ये पुरावे सापडतात किंवा रिटर्न आपल्याला डॉक्युमेंट्स म्हटलं जातं, आपण म्हणू शकतो. ओके, सो व्हॉट इज दिस? दीज आर इन द फॉर्म ऑफ इन्स्क्रिप्शन्स, म्हणजेच काय शिलालेख एक प्रकारे वी कॅन से. एखाद्या दगडावर, एखाद्या खांबावर कोरणे, लिहिणे. ओके, सो बेसिकली इट इज इन्स्क्राइब्ड. सो ऑल द डॉक्युमेंट्स दॅट वी फाउंड ॲज अर्ली, okay, these are all inscriptions. So basically these are dated from to the 3rd century before Christ. म्हणजे काय, क्राइस्टचा जो जन्म, आपण कसं इथून मागे 2000 साल जर गेलो आपण, ओके, 20-21 years, there will be a 0 or 1 year. So after that, if you go 3 centuries before that, मतलब 300 years all back. Okay, again back. So basically it will be almost 2300 years. How much will it be? 2300 years. अभी आता किती चालू आहे, आता 2021 चालू आहे, तर ते किती असेल, 2300. तर त्यावेळी सम्राट जे अशोक होतं तर त्याचं त्या ठिकाणी एम्परर होता. ही वॉज द एम्परर ॲट दॅट टाइम ऑन सम प्लेसेस इन इंडिया. ओके, देर वॉज हिज एम्पायर अँड बेसिकली हिज इडिक्ट्स, मतलब काय, त्याचे जे आदेश असतील, त्याचं जे काही सांगणं असेल लोकांना. ओके, ऑल these orders or edicts, these are inscribed on natural rocks, whatever the rocks were present at that time. So his edicts were inscribed on the natural rocks and stone pillars. दगडी खांब जे असतील त्यावेळेसचे, त्यावर it is inscribed. So whatever the documents ancient we found, basically this is considered as a document, ancient document. From the 1st century C, inscriptions began to occur on coins, metal images, and sculptures, also on copper plates. So basically now, after the 400 years of the Ashok Maurya's times, how 400 years? Basically after 300 years there will be Christ era. Okay, 0 or 1. And after that 100 years, people started to write the inscriptions on the coins, metal images on the sculptures. Okay, and the sculptures. After that, copper plates also. So how people started developing the ancient times. In the Mauryan time or in the Ashoka's time, there was only stone inscriptions. Okay, दगडी खांबांवर किंवा natural rocks वर inscript केलं जायचं. After that 400 years, some progress started. Okay, development started, and people started to write the inscriptions on the metal plates, coins, copper plates. They provide important historical information. Okay, on that also there is important historical information. Okay, now see, we have our coin, our government of India's coin, 5 rupees. So on that 5 rupees coin, we have different information on that. What is the information? We add year, there is Satyamev Jayate on that. Okay, our slogan, like we can say. After that there is some what we can say, okay, some message, okay, some government scheme is giving information about that, okay. So basically in ancient times also, these emperors were doing the same things. So that's why there is a historical information on that coins, then metal plates, metal images, okay. We get to know about the dates of various kings, dynastic genealogies, territorial extent, and administration of various empires and kingdoms. Okay, so basically from all these inscriptions on the coins, on the rocks, on the stone pillars, on the metal images, what information we get about the history? What historical information we find? So basically we get to know about the dates of various kings, डायनॅस्टिक जिनॉलॉजिस्ट म्हणजेच जे काही राजे महाराजे होऊन गेले तर त्यांच्याबद्दल आपल्याला माहित मिळते की त्यांचा पिरियड काय होता, त्यांचा कालखंड काय होता. आफ्टर दॅट डायनॅस्टिक जिनिओलॉजिस्ट मतलब व्हॉट, तर तिथे जे वंशावळ आहे, ओके, सम्राट अशोकानंतर कोणाचा त्याचा मुलगा आला, पुन्हा त्याच्यानंतर त्याचा मुलगा, ओके. तर अशा प्रकारे जी काही क्रोनॉलॉजी आहे किंवा त्यांची जिनिओलॉजी आहे, वंशावळ आहे, ती पण आपल्या लक्षात येते त्याच्यावरून, ओके. इवन टेरिटोरियल एक्सटेंट म्हणजेच काय, कोणाचं साम्राज्य कुठपर्यंत पसरलंय, मगध, मौर्य साम्राज्य, आपल्याला माहित आहे सातवाहन, चोलाज, लाईक दिस, ओके. सो प्रत्येकाचं साम्राज्य कुठपर्यंत पोहोचलंय, टेरिटोरियल एक्सटेंट, त्याचा विस्तार किती झालेला आहे, तर ते पण आपल्याला इन्फॉर्मेशन मिळते. कारण त्यावेळी ही इन्फॉर्मेशन काय करायची, ते मेटल प्लेटवर एक वेळ राईट करायची, किंवा राईट मतलब इन्स्क्राईब करायची, लिहायची, किंवा मग कॉइनवर स्टॅम्प करायचे. Also administration of various empires and kingdoms, also important political events. So what another things we get to know, administration of various empires म्हणजेच काय, प्रशासन कसं चालायचं, ओके. एखाद्या राजाचं एखाद्या देशावर एखाद्या त्याचं साम्राज्य असलं म्हणजे प्रत्येक ठिकाणी जाऊन राजा स्वतः काम करत असतो नाही, ओके. त्याच्या खाली त्याचं मंत्रिमंडळ असायचं महत्वाचे. आपण काय म्हणत, जसं छत्रपती शिवाजी महाराजांचं अष्टप्रधान मंडळ होतं. अष्टप्रधान म्हणजेच काय, त्याचे 8 मंत्री होते. त्या मंत्र्यांच्या खाली वेगवेगळ्या प्रकारचे जहागिरी दिलेले छोटे छोटे पाटील, ओके, देशमुख, अशा पद्धतीने माणसं असायची. ते काय करायचे, त्या स्पेसिफिक एरियाचं ऍडमिनिस्ट्रेशन करायचे. सो लाईकवाईज सेम थिंग वी गेट टू नो अबाउट दिस इन दी form of inscriptions. So basically we are studying all about the ancient times, okay. Consider this, we are studying about the ancient times. We also get to know about the important political events that took place in the ancient times, ओके. प्राचीन काळामध्ये ज्या काही पॉलिटिकल घटना घडल्या की या राजाने त्या राजा आक्रमण केलं, ओके, तर कोणाची सत्ता कुठे आली, ओके, लाईक वाईज दॅट. social organization at that time, okay, there were some organization in the society at that time also which were working for the people. Climate, okay, how was the climate at that time, famine, okay, काही दुष्काळ वगैरे त्या काळामध्ये झाला असेल एखाद्या, तर त्याचा पण रेकॉर्ड ह्या इन्स्क्रिप्शन मधूनच आपल्याला कळतं, किंवा याचं कोणी ना कोणी लिहून ठेवलेलं आहे आणि आपल्याला कुठेतरी एक्सक्वेशन मध्ये सापडतं. मग आपण रीड करतो, अंडरस्टँड करतो त्याचं इन्स्क्रिप्शन, त्याची स्क्रिप्ट अंडरस्टँड करतो. मग आपल्या लक्षात येतं की या राज्याच्या काळामध्ये अशी अशी लोक राहत होते, त्याचा पिरियड असा होता, अशा प्रकारे दुष्काळ पडला होता, यांचं साम्राज्य इथपर्यंत पोहोचलं. सो लाईक वाज दॅट, ओके. So do you understand what kind of information we get from the what kind of information about the ancient times, okay, we get to know from these inscriptions, from this oldest historiography. Okay, all right. The ancient Indian literature including the epics Ramayana and Mahabharata, Puranas, Jain and Buddhist texts, historical accounts by Indian authors, and also travelage, okay, travelogues by foreign travelers are important source of the history. So basically, we all of you know that our literature, ancient Indian literature, what is that? Epic Ramayana, okay, रामायण, महाभारत, हे आपलं एक लिटरेचर आहे. एन्शंट पुराण, ओके, पुराण काळातल्या वेगवेगळ्या गोष्टी आपण ऐकलेल्या आहेत, ओके, आपल्या लहानपणी. तर हे सगळं आपलं एक सोर्स आहे की त्या काळामध्ये कशा पद्धतीने लोक राहायचे, कसं कोणाचं राज्य कुठं होतं, काय त्यांच्यामध्ये गोष्टी चालायच्या. ओके. जैन अँड बुद्धिस्ट टेक्स्ट. जैन आणि बुद्ध जे काही धर्म आहे तर यांचा पण फार पुराणा संबंध आहे भारताशी. ओके. तर त्यांच्या काळामध्ये त्यांची काय स्थिती होती. ओके. सो वी गेट टू नो अबाउट द जैन अँड बुद्धिस्ट टेक्स्ट, historical accounts by Indian authors. Okay, there are different Indian authors at that time. So whatever history they have written, they have inscribed, we get to know about the history. Even there are foreign travelers come to India to visit, and they have also write down their experiences. Okay, okay, that is the travel blogs we can say. Okay. राईट नाव जसे ब्लॉग लिहिता आपण कोणत्या ठिकाणी फिरायला गेलो, तर मग त्याच पद्धतीने इन द एन्शियंट टाइम्स ऑल्सो पीपल कम टू इंडिया अँड दे यूज टू डू द ट्रॅव्हलॉग्स. ओके. सो दीज आर द इम्पॉर्टंट सोर्स ऑफ हिस्ट्री इन एन्शियंट टाइम्स. ओके. सॉरी. रायटिंग ऑफ बायोग्राफीज ऑफ किंग्स and dynastic histories mark an important step in the Indian historiography. So basically, friends, we all of you know that in India, there were too many empires, too many kings, okay, too many emperors, okay, kingdoms, okay, at different times, different periods. So there are different biographies, okay, that are written for the different kings. Atmacharitra. ओके. आत्मचरित्र लिहिले गेलेलं आहे वेगवेगळ्या राजा महाराजांचं. ओके. सो दिस इज व्हेरी इम्पॉर्टंट फ्रॉम द हिस्टोरिकल पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू. ओके. हर्षचरित्र रिटन इन द 7th century सी by Banabhatta is King Harsha's biography. Now see, in the 7th century there was one king in India. Who was that king? He was Harsha. Okay, King Harsha. So basically King Harsha, there was one historian in his, we can say in his darbar. Okay, his name is Banabhatta, and he write down the biography of this Harsha. Am I audible, friends? Okay, so see, biographies Banabhatta. Okay, Banabhatta was one of the, we can say, historian or writer, author, we can say. Okay, he was in the darbar of King Harsha, and the period of the 7th century. So he write down a book, okay, biography, Atmacharitra, and name is Harshacharitra. Okay, म्हणजेच हर्षाचं चरित्र, basically, if you convert it into Marathi. So basically, it portrays a realistic picture of social, economic, political, religious, and cultural life during King's times. So basically, when he was writing the biography of Harsha, he has given the information, okay, realistic information, vastavwadi chitran of the society. Okay, at the time of King Harsha, how was the economic condition of the King Harsha? Okay, people, okay, how was the economy of that king or the kingdom? What political events were at that time? Okay, religious and cultural life was how, okay, at that time. So basically, this gives the information about the 17th century. We can say so. Okay. So likewise, there are different biographies by different kings and different authors. So by reading that, we get to know about the life during that period, history of that time. So is it clear? This is all about the ancient tradition, okay, tradition of historiography in ancient times. तर आपण बघितलं एन्शियंट टाइम्स मध्ये की भारतात सुरुवातीच्या काळामध्ये इंडियामध्ये किंवा भारताचा जो काही कॉन्टिनेंट आहे इंडियन सब कॉन्टिनेंट, तर त्यामध्ये सुरुवातीच्या काळात हिस्ट्री ही कशी ट्रान्सफर किंवा प्रेझेंट केली जायची बाय ओरल मीन्स, बाय ओरल रिसायटल्स. ओके, मौखिक पद्धतीनेच. ओके, स्टोरी or songs likewise that. So after that we started to know about the inscriptions. Okay, वेगवेगळ्या प्रकारचे जे शिलालेख आहेत तर त्याबद्दल आपल्याला वेगवेगळ्या प्रकारची माहिती मिळत गेली. सो बेसिकली दिस डेव्हलप इन द किंग सम्राट अशोक. ओके, वी फाउंड हिज इडिक्ट. इडिक्ट मीन्स त्याचे आदेश आज्ञा असतील काही त्याच्या. ओके, ऑन द rocks, okay, national rocks or the stone pillars. Okay, all right. So basically after that, from the stone people come to the coins, metal plates, copper plates. Okay, they try to inscribe on the copper plates. So basically what information we get through this copper plate, through these coins, through these inscriptions on the stone and metal. Okay, we get to know about the historical condition or historical life, okay, of that time, of that kings, their war, okay, their genealogies, how was the administration done at that time, how political situation was that, how social and cultural life was at that time. Okay, we get to know about this. Also we have seen that Ramayana, Mahabharata, Puranas, different books by the authors in India. These are the important source of history, okay, historical information for us in India. Okay, now see here, you would like to know this. आता हे माहित करून घ्यायला आपल्याला आवडेल. तुम्ही बघू शकता इथं कॉपर प्लेट आहे, एक तांब्याचं जे पत्र असतो, तर तांब्याच्या पत्रावर इथं काहीतरी इन्स्क्राईब केलेलं तुम्हाला इझिली दिसू शकतं. ओके, यू कॅन इझिली सी हिअर. तुम्हाला काहीतरी पिलर दिसतंय. ओके, 4 पाय आहेत त्याला किंवा 4 खांब आहेत, वी कॅन से, दोन्ही बाजूला इथे अप्पर साइड. ओके, इथे झाडाचं एक चित्र दिसतंय, त्याच्या खाली एक पार दिसतोय झाडाला. आर यू एबल टू सी दिस ऑन दी कॉपर प्लेट्स? Yes, anybody else? Okay. Okay, so it is visible to you also. Now let's see what it is. So हा गौडा कॉपर प्लेट. ओके, ही कॉपर प्लेट आहे आणि कुठे सापडली? सोगौरा. तर बघूयात आपण. दी कॉपर प्लेट वॉज फाउंड ॲट सोगौडा डिस्ट्रिक्ट, गोरखपूर, उत्तर प्रदेश. आता उत्तर प्रदेश मध्ये गोरखपूर एक जिल्हा आहे आणि त्या ठिकाणी सोगौडा एक प्लेस आहे. ओके, अँड देअर this inscription was found. This copper plate was found. It is supposed to be from the Mauryan period. जे काय मौर्य साम्राज्य. Okay, okay, when Maurya was ruling the India, okay, or Indian continent, subcontinent, so this copper plate belongs to their period or their empire. Okay, the inscription on it is in Brahmi script. आता ज्या पद्धतीने संस्कृतमध्ये संस्कृतची लिपी असते, मराठीमध्ये 12 खडी आपली लिपी वेगळी असते, इंग्रजीची वेगळी, जर्मन, लाईकवाईज दॅट दिस इज अ ब्राह्मी स्क्रिप्ट. आता यामध्ये तुम्हाला काय दिसतं? वेगवेगळ्या प्रकारचे शेप्स दिसत आहे, वेगवेगळ्या प्रकारचे लेटर्स दिसत आहे. सो दिस लेटर्स आर फ्रॉम द ब्राह्मी स्क्रिप्ट. द सिम्बॉल ऑल्सो नोन ॲज टी इन रेलिंग. ओके, ट्री इन रेलिंग अँड माउंटन्स ॲट द बिगिनिंग ऑफ द इन्स्क्रिप्शन्स. आता इथं बिगिनिंग ऑफ इन्स्क्रिप्शन मध्ये तुम्हाला काय काय दिसतंय? ट्री दिसतोय, माउंटन्स दिसत आहे. ओके, काय काय आहे आपण बघूयात. ट्री इन रेलिंग अँड माउंटन्स ॲट द बिगिनिंग ऑफ द इन्स्क्रिप्शन ऑल्सो ऑकर ऑन पंच मार्क्ड कॉइन. ओके, पंच मार्क्ड कॉइन जे आहे तर त्यावर पण या गोष्टी आढळून येतात त्या काळामध्ये. अनदर सिम्बॉल विच लुक्स लाईक अ स्ट्रक्चर इरेक्टेड ऑन 4 पिलर इज supposed to be indicative of granary. आता इथं बघा, हे जे 4 पिलर दाखवलेले आहेत त्याच्यावर एक आपल्याला शेप दिसतो, डोम शेप, पुन्हा या पलीकडच्या साईडला. सो बेसिकली हे काय आहे? ग्रेनरी, म्हणजे धान्याचं कोठार आहे एक प्रकारे. ओके, तुम्हाला काय दिसू शकतं? इथं झाड आहे. ओके, डोंगर एक डोंगर टाईप पण तिथं एक दिसतंय. झाडानंतर ते 4 पिलर्स एक तुम्हाला आकृती दिसते. ओके, सो बेसिकली इट इज शोइंग दॅट इट इज अ ग्रेनरी, म्हणजेच काय धान्याचा कोठार आहे. सो दॅट स्ट्रक्चर इज अ erected structure on 4 pillars and it is a granary. The inscription records a royal order that the grains stored in the granary should be distributed carefully. आता यामध्ये एवढं खाली काय लिहिलंय, वर तर पिक्चर दिलेला आहे, फोटो दिलेला आहे. ओके, पण खाली लेटर्स मध्ये काय, सो बेसिकली इट इज अ रॉयल ऑर्डर, म्हणजेच काय, हा एक शाही हुकुम आहे, राजाचा एक आदेश आहे, राजाचा एक ऑर्डर आहे. ही ऑर्डर काय आहे, एक ग्रेनरी मध्ये जे काय धान्य स्टोअर केले, व्हॉट एव्हर द grain that is stored in the granary, that should be distributed carefully and properly. ते काळजीपूर्वक वितरित करण्यात यावं लोकांना आणि काळजीपूर्वक त्याचं वितरण करण्यात यावं. It is supposed to be suggestive of precautions taken in the times of famine. आता या सर्व गोष्टी आपण केव्हा सांगतो, जर आपल्याकडे कधी दुष्काळ येणार असेल, आपल्याला आयडिया आली की यावेळी धान्याचं उत्पादन कमी झालंय, मग आपलं गव्हर्नमेंट काय सांगतं की जे जे लोक आहेत त्यांना काय सांगतात की धान्य जपून वापरा, सगळ्या गोष्टी करा. सो लाईकवाइज दॅट एम्परर इन द मॉडर्न टाइम ऑल्सो did the same thing, that it is a precaution, take the precaution that don't waste it, grains, take care of the granary. Okay, likewise that. So guys, this was all about the historiography in ancient period, how it was done in India, how that biography helps us to understand the realistic picture of that time. Okay, for example, Harshcharit is written by Banabhatta in the King Harsha's time in 7th century. So we get to know about the King Harsha, his the political life at that time, the social and cultural life at that time, how was the economy of that time. So we get to know about these things from the biographies of different kings. So anybody having any doubt in the this section, this topic, that historiography tradition in ancient times in India? Okay, anybody else? Anybody having any doubt? Other students from apart from Dheeraj and Aryan? Okay, clear. Prerna, voice is breaking. Is it clear now? No voice. Okay, alright, done. Prerna cohort. Okay, I hope she was having voice problem. Okay, it is clear. I think there's a problem at her end. Now, friends, we will see the historiography in the medieval times or the medieval periods. Okay. So we can say medieval period starts from, for understanding, okay, from 1000 years above. Okay. Okay, next to 1000 year. म्हणजेच 10वे शतक, 11वे शतक, 12th century, 11th century, 13th century. ओके. आपले जे ज्ञानेश्वर संत ज्ञानेश्वर होऊन गेले तर ते आपले 12th century मध्ये होते. ओके. जे ज्ञानेश्वर महाराज, आपण त्यांना एवढं महत्व आहे. ओके, ज्ञानेश्वरी वगैरे त्यांनी लिहिली, तर त्यांचा कालखंड कोणता किंवा त्यांचा पिरियड कोणता होता? सो देअर टाइम वॉज अराउंड 12th or 13th century, म्हणजेच आजपासून 700 वर्षापूर्वी. यू कॅन से 700 ते 800. Okay, Prerna, is it okay right now? All right, if you have any doubt, ask. Now see historiography in medieval period. The style of writing Rajatangini, the history of Kashmir by Kalhana in 12th century CE is quite close to the concept of modern historiography. Now see friends, what we study in the modern historiography. How modern historiography is different from ancient and medieval times. Okay, we have studied that in the modern historiography there is some scientific approach, scientific framework. Okay, uh, there is the authenticity of documents. Okay, all the historical examination is there. So basically, the same thing is we can say done with the Rajat Rangini. So that Rajat Rangini was the book we can say. Oh, it was written by the Kalhana. Kalhana was the one we can say historian or author. So he write down the Rajat Rangini. When he write it down in 12th century. Okay. So if you read it, you will understand that though it was not a modern period, we know that 12th century is a medieval time. So there was not good development about historiography, scientific approach at that time. But still, Rajatarangini had some points. Okay, it has the style of writing like the modern times, like the scientific temperament or scientific method. You can say not exactly scientific, but to some extent. Okay, so basically, Rajatarangini is the history of Kashmir. It was written in 12th century. It was written by Kalhana. Okay, and if you read it from the writing style, you will understand. Yes, that Kalhana has taken care of many things. He has authenticated different documents. He has studied them, examined critically, and after that he write down Rajatarangini in the 12th century. So it is close to the concept of modern historiography. Kalhana himself says that he wrote this text after critically examining various sources. What Kalhana is saying? Kalhana said at that time also that when I was writing the Rajatarangini, I have critically examined various sources like inscriptions. I have studied the inscriptions. I have examined that inscription. Then I have made the text and I have write it down. Also coins at that time. Whatever the coins was present at that time, he studied them to write down the history about the Kashmir. Also remains of ancient monuments. So whatever the monuments he found in the Kashmir area, Kashmir region, because Rajat Rangini is the history of Kashmir. So he studied them, he examined it critically. Okay. Also ancient monuments, okay, dynastic records. You know that Kashmir was under different rules for different years. There are different kings for the Kashmir from the ancient times. So basically, Kalhana studied all dynastic changes, dynastic we can say records. Okay, and he also studied about the local traditions in the Kashmir Valley or Kashmir area, Kashmir region. Okay, so after studying all these things, okay, he examined them, and after that he come to a conclusion, and then he write down the Rajat Rangini in that. So he said that I have taken care of all the things and I have critically examined all the sources of history. Because sources of history is important too, because we get information about the history from the sources only. Okay. In the medieval India, the historians in the courts of Muslim rulers were influenced by Arabic and Persian historiography. So basically, friends, in the medieval times, there was basically Mughals, okay, Delhi Sultanate, okay, even Babur. They come to India and they all were Muslim, okay, and they all were coming from the Persian Gulf, from the Arabic, because we know that Islam was originated in Arab countries or in that region, in Arabia. So basically, when they conquered India, then they started to rule Indian continent, Indian people. Okay. So whatever the historians that were present in the court of Muslim rulers, आता हे जे काही मुस्लिम रूलर्स होते, जे राज्य करते होते, त्यांच्या जे कोर्टमध्ये म्हणजे त्यांच्या दरबारामध्ये जे काही हिस्टोरियन्स होते, तर ते जे काही हिस्ट्री लिहित होते त्यावेळेची, त्या काळातली जी हिस्ट्री लिहित होते. ओके, सो बेसिकली they were influenced from the Arabic and Persian type historiography.
Obviously, they are from the Mughals and all the Islamic people, Islamic rulers are from the Arabia, from Persia, from the Turkey, okay, from the Iran. They will definitely have influence of their original place of Arabic and Persian style. Among them, Ziauddin Barani holds an important place. So basically, who were the historians present in the Mughal courts, Muslim ruler court, त्यांच्या दरबारामध्ये मुसलमान रुलर्सच्या दरबारामध्ये जे काही लोक होते हिस्टोरियन्स त्यामध्ये झियाउद्दीन बरानी has the important place. Okay, he is a very important historian of that time. What is his name? Ziauddin Barani. In Tariq-e-Firuz Shahi, okay, Tariq-e-Firuz Shahi, a book written by him. Okay, so this book is written by Ziauddin Barani, who was in the court of Muslim ruler. Not exactly mention which ruler. Okay, but Tariq-e-Firuz Shahi is a book written by Ziauddin Barani. He has stated the purpose of historiography. So what he has written down in that book, what is the purpose of historiography? इतिहास लेखनाचा ऍक्च्युअली उद्देश काय आहे, त्याचा अर्थ काय आहे, त्याचा आपल्याला मतलब काय आहे. ओके, व्हॉट इज हिस्टोग्राफी, व्हॉट इज द पर्पज, म्हणजे हेतू काय आहे, उद्देश काय आहे. According to him, the historian's duty is not limited only to recording of rulers' weather and policies of welfare, but he should also write about the ruler's failings or failures and incorrect places. Okay, we know that whenever somebody writes the history of his king, then what will he do? He will only mention that वेला मतलब क्या है, पराक्रम. ओके, त्या राजाने जे जे पराक्रम गाजवलेत, तर तो हिस्टोरियन फक्त त्याचीच माहिती हिस्ट्रीमध्ये लिहिणार किंवा त्याच्या बुकमध्ये लिहिणार त्या टायमामध्ये. ओके, और ही विल जस्ट राईट डाऊन द गुड पॉलिसीज. ओके, पॉलिसी ऑफ वेलफेअर, समाज कल्याणासाठी त्यांनी ज्या पॉलिसीज, जे धोरणं राबवली, ज्या स्कीम्स राबवल्या, फक्त त्याबद्दलच माहिती दिली जाते. सो जियाउद्दीन बरानी टोल्ड दॅट historiography is not only about the writings of the whalers and the policies of welfare of the king, but you should also write down his failures, his failings. म्हणजेच काय, प्रत्येकाचा, प्रत्येक राजाचा प्रत्येक डिसिजन हा परफेक्ट नसतो, कधी कधी त्याचा डिसिजन चुकीचा पण होऊ शकतो, मग त्याच्या चुकीचे इम्पॅक्ट पण पडतात. मग काय झालं, स्कीम फेल्युअर किंवा ते राजाचं एक प्रकारे फेल्युअर असं कन्सिडर केलं जातं. तर हिस्टोग्राफी करताना एखाद्या राजाची म्हणा किंवा त्या पिरियडची, तर वी शुड राईट दिस कंटेंट ऑल्सो, दॅट येस दिस पॉलिसी फेल्ड बाय this kingdom, okay, or this king. Also, the incorrect policies, which incorrect policies they promoted, they implemented, okay, different incorrect schemes they implemented. Okay, so one should write all these things also in the historiography while doing the historiography or while doing the history writing. So he given the importance on everything, that you should include the failures of the king also and incorrect policies also, so that people will get to know proper information about that time and that king. Okay, Barani further says that a historian should also take into consideration the impact of the teachings of the wise and the learned and the saints on the cultural life of the people. So guys, we know that in the medieval times there are different saints in India. म्हणजेच भारतामध्ये वेगवेगळ्या प्रकारचे संत, महात्मे, एक विचारवंत लोक त्या काळामध्ये होऊन गेले. लाईक आय टोल्ड यू, संत ज्ञानेश्वर महाराज, त्यांनी ज्ञानेश्वरी लिहिली 21व्या वर्षी. ओके, सो बेसिकली त्यांचं जे रायटिंग आहे, त्यांचे जे लर्निंग आहे लोकांमध्ये, लोकांना त्यांनी जे शिकवलं, ओके, त्यांचं जे टीचिंग ऑफ वाईज, त्यांनी जे शहाणपण लोकांना दिलं, त्यांनी लोकांना जे विजडम दिलं, ओके, तर त्याचा लोकांच्या जीवनावर काय झालं त्या काळामध्ये. सो historian should write all these things, okay, writing down the history of that time. Okay, along with the failings of the king, wrong policies of the king, right policies of the king, his त्याचे जे पराक्रम आहे, along with all these things, you should also write down that the contribution of saints, what people learn from these saints, what different thing that saints present at time they taught to society, they give to society, what wise word, wise things, wisdom they provided to society. Okay, so we should write about these things also. Thus Barani expanded the scope of historiography. Okay, that's why people started to write down all these things and scope is expanded. त्याचा बऱ्यापैकी विस्तार झाला. So guys, is it clear up to now? Voice is breaking. Okay, it is okay right now, no? So do you understand what I just explained you about the Barani, Jayauddin Barani, what he told us that what should be included in the historiography, okay? How he expanded the scope of historiography at that time, medieval times. And basically Barani was from the Mughal court. So no need to repeat, na? Okay. Okay, all right. So for the historians in the Mughal courts, praising the emperor and exhibition of loyalty become more important. So friends, let me explain that we know that जर राजाच्या दरबारामध्ये कोणी इतिहासकार असेल तर what he will do, he will try to praise that emperor only. What will he do? He will try to praise that emperor and he will show his loyalty towards the emperor. म्हणजेच काय करणार? एक्झिबिशन ऑफ द लॉयल्टी म्हणजेच काय? निष्ठेचं प्रदर्शन. माझी राजावर निष्ठा आहे, एम्पररवर. ओके, और एम्पररची मग स्तुती करणार, कौतुक करणार रायटिंग्स मध्ये. ओके, सो वी कॅन से इन द मुघल टाइम्स, मुघल कोर्ट्स मध्ये वॉट एव्हर द historians present in the court of Mughals rulers, they generally used to praise that emperor and they try to exhibit or they try to show their loyalty towards the emperor. Okay, and that's why these historians were influenced, they were biased. Okay, they were just putting the things that king would like. Okay, they were not writing about the wrong policies of the emperor. Okay, emperor's failings, that king's failing, wrong decisions, because they were showing their loyalty towards the emperor. Okay, but Jayauddin was different among them. Okay, we have just seen that Jayauddin Barani is somewhat different than these other Mughal historians. Okay, in the court, the custom of adding suitable poetic quotes and beautiful pictures was also introduced. So in the Mughal times or in the medieval times, what improvement happened in the historiography? Basically, suitable poetic quotes started to write down in the book of the historiography. म्हणजेच काय, एक एक छोट्याशा पद्धतीने कोट. ओके, पोएटिक कोट्स म्हणजे एक कवितेच्या माध्यमात एखादी ओळ लिहिली, 2 ओळी लिहिल्या. ओके, एखादी शायरी टाइप मध्ये लिहिलं राजाची स्तुती करताना वगैरे वगैरे. ओके, सो even adding beautiful pictures in the book also started to developed. Okay, in the medieval times in Mughal courts we can say. Okay, what development? Basically they just used to praise the emperor and try to exhibit the loyalty towards the emperor. Okay, and after that they started to add poetic quotes in the writings. Okay, also they started to show some pictures, draw some pictures. Okay, in that writings in the medieval times. Okay, Babur, the founder of Mughal Empire, wrote an autobiography entitled Tuzuki Babri. Okay, see, I have underlined this here in the PDF because this is the important question from the exam point of view. You may be asked in the exam, okay, the question can be asked in the exam that dash dash is a book, or Tuzuki Babri is the autography of dash dash, okay, or Babur has wrote autobiography entitled dash dash. So you should know that Tuzuki Babri. You should remember this thing, okay? So your mind should get directly clicked that yes, autobiography of the Babur is Tuzuki Babri. You can easily remember Tuzuki Babri. So now what is important here also? So in Tuzuki Babri, what are the different things that Babur has wrote down? बाबरने तर आता ही तुझुकी बाबर हे पुस्तक लिहिलं त्याचं स्वतःचं आत्मचरित्र ऑटोबायोग्राफी मतलब क्या आहे किंवा ऑटोबायोग्राफी म्हणजेच काय स्वतःचं आत्मचरित्र आत्मा म्हणजे स्वतः ओके तर याचं आत्मचरित्र लिहिलं तर त्यामध्ये त्याने काय काय लिहिलेलं आहे त्यामध्ये त्याने काय काय गोष्टी मेन्शन केलेल्या आहे काय काय गोष्टी एक्सप्लेन केलेल्या आहे हा इम्पॉर्टंट क्वेश्चन आहे विचारला जातो की व्हॉट आर डिफरंट थिंग्स दॅट बाबर हॅज रिटन डाऊन इन हिज ऑटोबायोग्राफी दॅट इज तुझुकी बाबरी So see what it contains. It contains the descriptions of battles fought by him. म्हणजेच काय whatever the battles, whatever the war that were fought by Babur in his period, he has write down about these battles, this war in the autobiography that Tuzuki Babri. Also recorded, Babur also recorded his minute observations of various regions and cities traveled by him. म्हणजेच त्याने काय केलं त्याचं एक अत्यंत सूक्ष्म निरीक्षण त्याने जे ऑब्झर्वेशन केलेलं आहे ओके ते पण त्याने रेकॉर्ड केलेलं लिहिलंय तर ऑब्झर्वेशन कशाचं ऑफ वेरियस रिजन्स अँड सिटीज ही ट्रॅव्हल्ड ज्या ज्या सिटीज जे जे प्रदेश वॉट एव्हर द सिटीज अँड द रिजन्स बाबर ट्रॅव्हल्ड ही हॅज राईट डाऊन द मायन्यूट ऑब्झर्वेशन छोट्यातल्या छोट्या गोष्टी पण त्याने लक्षात ठेवल्या आणि द सेम थिंग्स ही राईट डाऊन अबाउट इन हिज autobiography that is Tuzuki Babri. Okay, traveled by him including the local economy, customs and the flora and fauna. तर minute observations कशा कशाचे आहेत? So minute observations of different regions and cities. Okay, including local economy. Okay, if Babur visited one place or one city, then he tried to observe critically or he tried to observe it minute. Okay, with minute observations. That yes, how is this economy is driven, what is the important in this economy like this. Also customs म्हणजे whatever the pratha rivaj okay at that place, traditions at that place and flora मतलब त्या ठिकाणचं जे काही प्राणी जीवन आहे ओके तर ते कसं आहे तर अबाउट ऑल दिस थिंग्स द मायन्यूट ऑब्झर्वेशन बाबर हॅज रेकॉर्डेड इन दी ऑटोबायोग्राफी okay so is it clear about the Babur's autobiography that is Tuzuki Babri because in questions in exam many times this question is asked so is it clear about the this we are studying about the historiography tradition is the medieval times in India मध्यकालीन भारत में इतिहास लेखन की परंपरा कैसे चल रही थी विकास कैसे हो रहा था उसके बारे में हम अभी पढ़ रहे हैं okay anybody having any doubt in this no doubt na okay so some part of the medieval historiography is remaining see here after that we will move for the modern period see here modern period this is historiography in the modern period see so some part is remaining we will complete this part in the next lesson sorry next lecture okay okay so we will cover in the next lecture okay this part is also remaining do you know Al-Biruni wrote Arabic about Indian knowledge and life Okay, so I hope today's lesson was good. Session was good. Lecture you understand properly. My way of teaching is also, I hope you liking. Okay, you understand it. Or shall I make any change in it? Are you okay with the method that I am following to teach you? Give your feedback. Okay, method is good na? Okay, all right. So I think our time is also over, and friends, take care. Till next lecture, goodbye and good night to everyone. Take care of yourself and your family also. Bye bye. Now you can leave the class.